So as you probably heard, America recently experienced a solar eclipse. This was the first solar eclipse in 7 years, which means that enough time had passed so that Americans could forget that you shouldn't look directly at the sun. And I'm going to prove this to you by showing you Google Trends data from the past couple days. I can't take full credit for this idea because I was a little inspired by a TikTok I saw. I know, TikTok, trash content, YouTube, good content. So let's take a look. So obviously the first question in this story is, can you look at the sun? And it seems that on a normal day, nobody really cares to look at the sun. But on the eclipse day, the last day, people are like, is it safe to look at the sun? Boom! 100 peak interest. And just for fun, let's take a look at the past 5 years. Nothing in the past 5 years because we haven't had an eclipse. So let's go back to 2004. And magically, you can perfectly tell when the last eclipse was because that's when people Googled, can you look at the sun? It's amazing to me how on a normal day, people don't ask this question because, the sun's kind of there. They're not looking at it. But when the eclipse is coming up, people get stupid and they forget that bright ball of light and fire in the sky can burn your retinas out. There's actually a medical term for when your vision gets impaired because you looked at the sun. It's called solar retinopathy, okay? And I know this because my friend is an eye doctor and she posted this on her story. And her story said that, yes, indeed, the day after the eclipse, there were a bunch of people calling into the eye doctor's office saying that they couldn't see because they looked at the eclipse. Oh my God, this is the state of intelligence of the people around us. They're all around us, okay? They're in our schools. They're making our food. They were leading our country. These are the people around us, the people that look at the sun without eye protection. But that's not the end of it, okay? Obviously, this graph is going to tell you if people are interested in knowing if they can look at the sun during an eclipse. But what is the next logical step in this story? Well, my eyes hurt. Well, okay. It seems that people did not learn from the Google search that they did, or maybe they just didn't do the Google search and they looked at the sun and they're like, why do my eyes hurt? So yeah, that's a shame. Now here's an interesting one. Eclipse glasses broken. And this part is really unfortunate because there are people who took the right precautions to protect their eyes and they went on Amazon and bought some Eclipse glasses. But it turns out that a lot of people bought the wrong Eclipse glasses because, Amazon just lets any person sell Eclipse glasses. Yeah, apparently a lot of people bought Eclipse glasses that they technically shouldn't have been using to look at the eclipse. And that is really unfortunate. And it's not their fault. It's capitalism's fault because you can only expect the average consumer to do a certain amount of research on a specialized product like this, right? Most people aren't as detail-oriented. We're gonna say detail-oriented, but most people aren't as detail-oriented as me to think, okay, what is the standard for the glasses? What is that number? What does it mean? To then look for the right glasses with the right standard to protect my eyes. A lot of people aren't going to do that, which is unfortunate, especially in this post-truth world we live in where people just lie, people just manipulate things because everyone wants to get some money out of somebody else. So they make up stuff for attention. They sell things under false advertising saying, hey, these glasses are safe to view the eclipse with when they're not. And the next graph is really unfortunate because it's eclipse blindness. And this just really sucks because, you shouldn't go blind because of a one-day thing, okay? Your sight is really important, and to lose it over something as stupid as an eclipse, really sucks. But one thing that my eye doctor friend told me is that some people get pain after they look at the sun, and they're like, oh my God, I'm going blind, but they end up not having solar retinopathy, or whatever the word is, which means their eyesight will eventually recover. I think. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an eye doctor. I'm just parroting things, okay? And I'm really glad that I was fortunate enough to be in the
path of totality, right?
Where I could see the eclipse, and it was truly beautiful, okay? Because I'm a Halo fan, and for those of you who played Halo Reach multiplayer back in the day, you will know that one of the ranks you can reach is Eclipse, okay? So it was really special for me to finally see a true ring eclipse like the game designers of Halo Reach wanted me to experience, okay? Like when you're in a game and you see someone with the Eclipse rank, you're like, wow, that person plays a lot of Halo. But when you see the eclipse in real life, you're like, wow, the world is just beautiful, even though it can be really depressing all the time. And speaking of depressing, my experience viewing the eclipse was kind of depressing because I did it with my Indian parents and they were a pain. I kind of want to make a video just on that because it's a whole experience. I had to explain physics to my mom. I had to deal with my dad's, you know, his nonsense, his arrogance, his stupidity, because I'm sure if I hadn't bought extra pairs of Eclipse glasses for my mom and my dad, he might have gone blind, okay? Because he's just a reckless kind of person like that. So, you know, I did something good, but I got yelled at for it because that's what Indian parents do. You help them out and they yell at you. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Never share your password and don't look at the sun either, okay? It's bad.